Nick Gilk is outside London Stadium, West Ham Fan TV. Dave, it was easy.
It was easy, wasn't it? Where was this team on Sunday? All we needed was a clean sheet. We got it. We dominated, I thought, in attack. For the first time in a long time, I thought our centre halves are solid and half decent. You know, you had a little bit of faith in them tonight. They played like competent defenders. I think this team's been lacking for a while, but it's good to see. And credit to Moyes as well, with his subs. Because for the first time in a long time as well, we changed formation. When he brought Ings and Mabama on, we went 4-4-2. And I don't think we were spectacular with it. But it was a change. It was a welcome sight. It was nice to see a kid come on, you know, with an experienced head alongside him. Someone who can, I mean, I've made my thoughts on Ings clear. I don't think he's good enough anymore, but he has played to that level. He has been a 20-goal-a-season striker in the past. He's been in England national. He's going to be able to provide some fairly good experience and expertise from Obama in games like tonight. So I think there's a lot of positives to take from that.
Yeah, still no kids though. You know what I mean? Like there wasn't. Conor Coventry was on the bench. He could have come on. You know, Danny Ings come on.
Yeah.
£125,000 a week for a stroll every couple of weeks. It's not too bad, is it?
I wouldn't mind that. Where do I sign up?
Yeah, know what I mean?
I find the thing with Coventry and Johnson is they're going. I think it's no secret. Their contract's up at the end of the year. They're not getting minutes now. They're not going to sign new deals.
Well, we're talking about FFP, mate, and you looked at that list, and I've got to say a couple of names that jumped out at me. Danny Ings, £125,000 a week, obviously not in the plans.
Yeah.
You got Cornet, £65,000 a week. Now, when you think about he's been here for 2 years, how many minutes he's played, it's a lot of money down the drain. I for the players that ain't playing, I added it up to about £300,000 a week.
It's a lot of money in it. I mean, I forgot. I'm surprised Corday's still here every time he runs on a pitch.
Yeah.
But
Kehrer.
I know.
Kehrer.
I know. I mean,
£85,000 a week.
apparently Frankfurt want him. So there's rumours he's going to. And good luck to him. I don't think he's too good for us. He's probably good enough that he's.
Is he that bad that he couldn't get in over Aaron Cresswell though last week?
The answer to that is no. But to be fair, on Sunday was a perfect time for Ollie Scholes, but we had the longest game of football I've ever stood through in the FA Youth Cup on a Friday night. I think the game kicked off at 7 and we scored our winning penalty at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
And Scholes took a penalty having started the game. So I think asking him to come in and play Sunday was going to be too much. But tonight would have been a perfect. But this is the thing. At some point, we've got to cut loose with some of the players that clearly don't have a future.
Jim Rama. Where was he?
Exactly. He's been. I don't know what he's done. He seems to sort of hit the protein shakes a bit in the summer.
Yeah.
And now he's lost his yard of pace. He's a very predictable footballer to play against, and it's never going to work in the Premier League for him until he slims back down and loses some of that muscle.
I was saying to Curtis, you know, as we was talking, it's like there's a batch of players there that are on a lot of money that have come with, you know, decent reputations that just seem to have lost hope. Lost hope of ever breaking into the side, lost hope of ever making a regular appearance, and it looks like they've just given up.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that completely. You can see it. You can see it. They're on new subs every week.
Yeah.
I mean, among that bench today, realistically, if we needed to change a game because we're behind or we need a goal, there was no option. There was no one there you looked at and thought, this guy's going to come on and be a match winner. They're players that can come on and go through the motions, but we've got a youth team for the players that by now are experienced enough that they can come on and
Go through the motions,
and they might learn something in doing it that elevates them into being potential match winners.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, one of the biggest frustrations certainly around West Ham for me at the moment, certainly with David Moyes. Because if we can, and we should look to offload some of the squad players that don't have a future here, to make room for these kids to progress.
Otherwise they're not going to sign. We've seen a lot of walk out.
Exactly, and we've genuinely got some very good players in that youth system that maybe not. You're not going to put Ollie Scholes in over Emerson, and you're not going to put Callum Marshall into that front three over Kudos Paqueta. And you know, but these are players. If you bring them off the bench and you give them like 15, 20 minutes, and you give them the minutes that the likes of Ben Rama and Fornals are getting and not doing anything with, because they're not an Ings. You know, these are players, Cresswell, These are players that are on considerably less money that then free up the wages, and potentially they're going to save you money in the summer, because if all of a sudden you're like, we need a backup left back, but you've got Skulls, or you're like, all right, we need midfielders that are going to come through. We need someone, because our midfield isn't blessed with creativity, but you've got midfielders in the youth system with Orford, with Kelly, with Earthy. You've got players that are very tidy, very, very neat, very technical players that can come in, that aren't going to, if you need someone just to throw a body on some fresh legs, aren't going to do any worse than someone else.
Yeah. No, I totally agree, mate. Listen, that's that done and dusted. That was a job well done. Skip the next round. League, then Cup. Them two are vital.
I tell you, I hope Liverpool put the same team out they put out tonight. Because if we can get past Liverpool, you look at the rest of that draw, you've got Chelsea who ain't in great shakes. You've got Newcastle.
Again, not in great shape.
But aren't in great shakes, but have an injury crisis.
Yeah,
You've got two lower league sides in Port Vale and Middlesbrough. And you've got Everton and Fulham, both sides that have beaten us this season. But you'd still fancy us. Get them here.
Yeah.
You fancy us to get the draw or nick something away and then keep it close and bring them back here and get a win. And then once you go through that lot, you're on to Wembley, and then you're just playing the best of whatever's left. But the important thing is getting past Liverpool. And to be honest, I'm going to say this now, and it might come back and haunt me, but I would probably sacrifice the Wolves game to get the win against Liverpool, because it'd be great. Look, the league's a dead rubber.
Oh yeah, I understand. Yeah. But there's been opportunities, and the opportunities seem to open every week to push back up that league, but we don't take them.
Yeah, exactly. But at some point, the defeats against Everton and Fulham, the drop points against Palace. That's 8 points you're down already from games that you probably should have got something more out of on paper. We're probably not going to get top 7, possibly 8 if we get. But at that point, it's like if you finish 9th or you finish 13th,
As long as you win that cup and you're back in Europe again.
Exactly. If you win the cup, you're back in the Conference League guaranteed. And then we've got a whole other journey through Europe and another competition we know we can win, and we've got the house to win. And you've got that silverware, and you've got the day at Wembley. And let's be fair, if we get past Liverpool, you're not going to remember the Wolves game in 10 years' time.
No, yeah, I am.
It's...
No, absolutely, mate. I totally agree. But thank you very much, Dave.
Cheers, Niggy. Thanks always, man.